Have I played Divinity Original Sin 2? Yes, I have. I think it's one of the greatest RPGs ever made. I think it's a phenomenally well-made game. The story is incredibly interesting. The combat's fantastic. I really, really enjoyed the complexity. I love turn-based games. I love the fact they used the physical environment, and ammo had to arc through the air, and it could hit parts of the environment. Fireballs would set things on fire. Ice would freeze things. All the environmental stuff. Divinity Original Sin 2 is an example of what a good RPG can be. Like, if someone said to me, hey, what is a good RPG? I would say Divinity Original Sin 2. You say that you can feel there's a but coming. Honestly, no. I mean, the only but would be Fort Joy, the opening section, is way better than the second and third section. Because I don't remember the second and third section that well, and they were extremely open. But Fort Joy, as a section, is perfect. It's just so good. Do you need to play Part 1? No. I played Divinity Original Sin Part 2 without playing Part 1, and it was absolutely fine. But I liked Fort Joy. I thought it was fantastic. Here's something that I look for in art. Sometimes you'll see that someone has created something, and they've made like a 10-hour game, but there's 5 hours of brilliance and 5 hours of filler. If you cut out that filler and just have 5 hours of brilliance, or you distill it down, like take the 5 hours of filler, distill it down to 1 hour of brilliance. It's hard to do that. It's very hard to do, and it ends up being a shorter game, but these are the things people remember. One of the games that I'll be playing next on my Was It Good series is the old SNES RPG Chrono Trigger. Now, whenever you type in best RPGs of all time, Chrono Trigger is pretty much always number one. Like, a load of people say Chrono Trigger is one of the best RPGs, and I have replayed Chrono Trigger several times. Do you know how long it is? You can finish Chrono Trigger, all of the endings, in between 20 and 25 hours. That's not that long. That's people always go, oh, that's like a 100, 200 hour RPG. It's not. Chrono Trigger's really short. And that, I think, is one of the greatest strengths of it. You know, what was that game it released recently? And it boasted about having like a 5 hour campaign. No, like a 50 hour campaign, sorry. They were like, this game is 50 hours long. Or was it 500? I think it was 500. Dying Light 2, that was it. What was the number that Dying Light 2 gave? Dying Light 2 said, we're going to release and we are a 500 hour game. Has anything else ever put you off quite as much as that? I don't have 500 hours to invest in one game. I know that's ironic, so I'm playing RuneScape right now, but that's kind of different. There's people here. Like, an actual offline game. 500 hours. If all 500 hours, and this is going to sound dumb, if all 500 hours is perfect, like it is the best possible experience you could ever have, just make 500 hour games. Great. That's so much better. Slightly more bite size. A single 500 hour game, unless it's absolutely perfect, is just going to be mostly filler. It really is. Yeah, make 50 10-hour games. It's some of the best gaming experiences we have don't need to go on forever. They need to arrive, be as good as they can possibly be, leave you with an interesting story, and then go. I mean, think of some of the best games you've ever played. They aren't long games. Do I enjoy Baldur's Gate 2 over Baldur's Gate 1? I think Baldur's Gate 2 is mechanically more interesting, but Baldur's Gate 1 is more interesting as far as a story goes. Simply because I enjoy low-level D&D campaigns because a small increase in power feels substantial. But Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 are still, in my opinion, some of the greatest examples of what an RPG can be. There are a couple of good games that when someone says to me, hey, what are good RPGs? Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VII, and Neverwinter Nights. Pretty much, yeah. John Irenicus's voice is phenomenal. The voice actor that played John Irenicus was also in one of the best Star Trek The Next Generation episodes. You guys seen Star Trek The Next Generation? You know the famous episode with Picard getting captured and tortured and screaming, there are 4 lights in front of him? That thing? Yeah? You know the bad guy that captures him? I think it's Bajoran that captures him? That actor is the voice actor for John Irenicus. You can go and check that right now. Cardassian, sorry. It was a Cardassian, not a Bajoran. Look at me. Goodness me, I've got to hand in my nerd card. Getting Cardassians and Bajorans mixed up. Goodness, I'll be saying that a Romulan is... What's the other ones? Vulcan, that's the one, thank you. I'll be saying that a Romulan's a Vulcan next. I've got a fake Trekkie confirmed. No, I like Star Trek Wars. I like the one with the crystalline thing. You know, the crystal thing, and the crystal thing, and it flies over and it's like, Luke, I'm your dad, that thing. And then it turns out that actually the Enterprise A wasn't affected by the computer virus because it was an old version of the Battlestar, and that's when the Stargate opened up. You know? Luke, I'm your dad. Imagine that. Yeah, Trek Wars. Battlestar Wars. Return of the Borgus. The Borgus. Oh, man. Never before has a Rubik's Cube been so scary. It's real. Luke, I'm your dad, said by Picard. Very true. It was a good episode. I enjoyed that one. So you're getting lore. You're getting Josh Strife Hayes lore right now. No, Sharticus. We're not saying, Luke, I am your daddy. That is a totally different film. All right? That wasn't Star Wars. That was Star... I'm not saying the word, but you get the idea. Captain Darth is my favourite captain. Please, normies, stop mocking Star Trek. McBubbles, do you think I am a normie? That's the question. Do you think I don't understand the lore of Star Trek? Okay? You think I'm not a Trekkie? I was pissed off every single episode after Riker gets his son that Riker's son never shows up again. It's the episode where Riker gets effectively mind-warped into believing that a small child, effectively as a weird alien entity, wants to live out his fantasies and life with Riker as a father figure, and they pretend to be the Romulans, but it turns out that they refer to Captain Riker as Captain Riker, instead of Commander Riker, and then he's like, don't worry, I'll bring you back to the Enterprise, and Riker's son never shows up again. What happened, Riker? Where's your son? Where's he gone? What's happened? I swear to God, if I ever meet Commander Riker in real life, that's his name, by the way. His name is actually Commander Riker. People are like, Josh, he's an actor. No. He's Commander Riker. And I'd be like, where's your son? What's happened? You know? Where is your son? Where's Rufus? Yes. He left his son for some other stars. He's a real doctor. He is. That's his starship. Love the part where they order a 66, that's Space McDonald's, and then everyone dies.